Your SNN News 6 leading headlines are on the way. Plus, we'll have your local weather first forecast. Stay with us.
This is SNN News 6 from the Herald Tribune and Comcast. Get more local news 24/7.
Money shortages and new fertilizer rules and restrictions in Sarasota County may leave enforcement to neighbors telling on neighbors. And we'll show you the hottest toys shoppers will be looking for this coming Friday, also known as Black Friday. I'm John Hill, and this is SNN News 6. We'll have those stories and much more. Now, meteorologist Dave Knops has your weather first forecast. Dave.
Good morning, John. Good morning, everybody. Another beautiful day in store for us, very similar to yesterday, and you'll start to see the humidity on the rise as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the maps. This is our water vapor imagery. This red color's been over us for quite some time. That's brought us some lower humidities and some nice temperatures, but now you're starting to see more of these blues and greens come back into the picture. That moistens up our atmosphere, and that's going to help to bring our temperatures up both in daytime and nighttime, and you'll start to feel that at the surface as well as our winds come out of the east and northeast. You can see this with our surface map. We have high pressure off to our north, bringing our winds out of the east and northeast. That's a warming wind. We'll get some low-level moisture from the Atlantic side. And also we see some rain off to our north and west in places where they need it, like Mississippi and Alabama. But that rain won't reach us. That will go up and over this ridge of high pressure. So we expect another nice day with just some fair weather clouds around. Now overnight, our lows generally around 60 degrees inland, and the low, the mid-60s near the coast. There could be some fog out there. There are some clouds around that will help to keep things warmer than it has been the past couple of nights. Now today, we're looking at some high-level clouds. True painted in a few raindrops. We do have a backdoor cold front coming through from the northeast instead of the northwest, but don't expect too much in the way of any rain with that, just a little wind shift. And our temperatures are generally going to be right around 80 degrees or just a little bit warmer than that, and this is where we should be this time of year, so another beautiful day. So overnight, partly cloudy, comfortable and mild, low of 59 degrees, winds out of the east at 5 to 10. And for today, we're looking at mostly sunny, seasonable temperatures out there and warm, and a high of 81 degrees. Well, I'll let you know more about our holiday forecast in just a few minutes, but now back to the news desk. Here's John.
Northport law enforcement is asking for residents to help in enforcing the new county fertilizer ordinance. The new law instituted this past summer prohibits the use of chemical fertilizers during the rainy season. Sarasota County passed the law in the fight against water pollution and red tide, but officials say there was not enough money set aside to enforce the new ordinance and may have to depend on neighbors policing themselves. County officials are asking residents to regulate their use of all chemical fertilizers. You can read more about the new fertilizer ordinance by logging on to heraldtribune.com. Sunday morning, several customers in the Port Charlotte Toys R Us store crowded in to get their hands on the holiday's biggest toy, the Nintendo Wii. SNN News 6 reporter Eric Blackburn has more on this holiday season's most wanted toys.
Stores all over Sarasota and Charlotte County are preparing for another crowded Black Friday.
It's one of the busiest days of the year for us, and we've already done our seasonal hiring to prepare for it.
Last year, U.S. consumers spent a little over $16 billion on Black Friday alone. And with the long line of past holiday hits like the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, there may be a new item at the top of your child's list.
The Tickle Me Elmo just came out with their new release, so that will be big also.
Toys R Us officials gave SNN 6 a look at this year's top holiday season toys. It ranges from Guitar Hero 3 Hannah Montana items and the new, maybe old, Hasbro Pink board games. But the #1 item that already has people running down the aisles is the Nintendo Wii. And of course, there's always that famous furry friend. Once again, stores will be opening their doors bright and early Friday morning, hoping customers will fill their baskets with items like this, keeping those registers ringing like that. From Sarasota and Charlotte County, Eric Blackburn, SNN News 6.
Crews began tearing down the sets and loading the trucks at the Oslo as the production of The Tale of Two Cities came to a close Sunday afternoon. The show has been playing in Sarasota since the middle of October to sold-out houses. The actors took their final bows in the Oslo Theater Sunday afternoon. The biggest ovation for James Barber, who played the lead role of Sidney Carlton and wowed the audiences with his deep singing voice. After the final performance, the producers of The Tale of Two Cities, Barbara Russell and Ron Sharp, took to the stage and told the crowd how much they appreciated the Sarasota theater goers and valued their comments as they made the show Broadway ready.
Because you are all New York savvy people that have seen Broadway shows, and when we've done our surveys, we've actually changed the show several times based on what you had to say. And we leave here really just so grateful to all of you and your warm welcome.
The hottest selling item in the Oslo souvenir shop was the CD of the performance. The shop sold out of the music last week and has been taking hundreds of orders. For those who would like to see James Barber on the Oslo stage again, you can. He'll return on Monday, January 16th, to sing some of his favorite songs from Broadway. The crew for the next space shuttle mission to the International Space Station has arrived at Cape Canaveral. The space shuttle Atlantis is scheduled to launch on December the 6th and bring up and install the Columbus Laboratory to the International Space Station. The lab will allow scientists to conduct experiments in a weightless environment.
At most space shuttle missions, but especially the last couple assembly missions, there have been interesting things that have happened during the mission or just before the mission that have changed their content. So we certainly expect that to happen. It always happens, and we try to prepare for it.
This will be the 24th space shuttle mission to the International Space Station. A 4.5-month-old panther has made her public debut at the Lowry Park Zoo in Tampa. Her name is Lucy, which is short for Calusa. The zoo has been caring for her since she was born a month ago. Lucy was rescued from the Big Cypress National Preserve by wildlife officers after her mother abandoned her. She was found dehydrated with a cut on her head. Her exhibit has been undergoing renovations for the last 6 weeks, a process the zoo staff has called baby-proofing. Scientists estimate there are 100 panthers in Florida. Before the Panther Recovery Project 20 years ago, there were only 30. Here are some of the stories we showed you here on SNN News 6 last week. On Monday, we took a close-up, in-depth look at gasoline and oil prices as the price of a gallon of gasoline shot up to $3.17 a gallon. We offered car experts with suggestions on how to get better gas mileage from tune-ups to tire pressure. On Tuesday, we showed you what police are doing to curb the continuing problem of copper thefts. It's an expensive problem that's been going on for months, with local scrapyards buying up what is believed to be the stolen copper. Wednesday, we took you live to Northport for a look at overflowing dumpsters left unattended at abandoned building sites and showed you the frustration neighbors have who can't get them moved even after months of complaining. Thursday, you learned about a new lifesaver bracelet device that can find a missing person in minutes. The program's now being used at Pines of Sarasota for their Alzheimer's patients and with cost unwritten by Boar's Head Meat Company and Sunset Chevrolet. Friday afternoon, we brought you several live reports, breaking news updates from the scene of a 2-alarm fire that destroyed a local Tops vacuum store and tied up traffic on Bee Ridge Road. And Saturday, SNN News 6 was the first to report on a motorcyclist who police say tried to avoid a traffic stop and crashed into 3 cars as he attempted to get away. North Tamiami Trail near the airport was blocked for hours. These are just some of the stories you could have seen here on SNN News 6 and SNN News 6 Live at 10, keeping you informed with news you need to know. Just ahead on SNN News 6, the State Department comes down hard Sunday on Pakistan's president for suspending that country's constitution. We'll have a story. Stay with us.
Live Greyhound racing will continue at the Sarasota Kennel Club. Sarasota Kennel Club, run with the big dogs.
What exactly is a hometown bank? It's a place that was created in your community by people you trust. It's a feeling that you're not just a customer, but a friend. It's the confidence you have when all your needs are met and your expectations are exceeded. In Venice, that bank is the Bank of Venice. With 3 locations, including our newest branch on Laurel Road, we're close to your home. We're also Venice's favorite hometown bank.
How do you know if you got a Red Hoagland deal?
GMC Yukon, Consumer Digest, Best Buy. $19,000 less than Cadillac Escalade.
Now that's a Red Hoagland deal.
GMC Yukon, world's first 2-mode hybrid.
Plus best-in-class fuel economy.
$9,000 less than Lexus RX 350.
Ooh, now that's a Red Hoagland deal.
GMC Yukon, 5-star crash rating.
$1,000 less than Toyota Sequoia.
I don't care who you are, that's a good deal.
Red Hoagland GMC Pontiac, US 41, Bradenton.
Republican presidential frontrunner Rudy Giuliani met with voters at the Homestead Miami Speedway on Sunday, where races for the Nextel Cup NASCAR Ford 400 were underway. The latest poll of Florida voters suggests Giuliani maintains a sizable lead in the state, with 36% of respondents saying they're backing him. The writers' strike in California got a special visit from a Democratic presidential candidate. Former U.S. Senator John Edwards made an appearance at a rally outside of NBC studios to show support for writers in film and television Saturday. In a brief statement, the presidential hopeful said writers deserve to receive fair compensation for the contributions they make to the entertainment industry. The State Department had blunt words for Pakistan's president Sunday, calling on President General Pervez Musharraf to lift emergency rule and free political opponents. Musharraf imposed emergency law a week ago Saturday and gave the government sweeping powers over the courts, the media, and political opponents. The State Department's #2 man, Deputy Secretary of State John Negroponte, met with Musharraf and other Pakistani officials on Saturday in Islamabad. Sunday, Negroponte told reporters that Musharraf's recent decision to impose emergency rule is undermining Pakistan's move towards democracy.
Unfortunately, the recent political actions against protesters, suppression of the media, and the arrests of political and human rights leaders runs directly counter to the reforms that have been undertaken in recent years. Their continuation undermines the progress that Pakistan has made. I urged the government of Pakistan to stop such actions, to lift the state of emergency, and release all political detainees. Emergency rule is not compatible with free, fair, and credible elections.
Negroponte did praise Musharraf's role as an ally in the war on terror. The U.S. troop surge in Iraq appears to be working, as the U.S. military reports Sunday that violence is down sharply in Iraq. Violence has fallen 55% in Iraq since 30,000 additional U.S. troops arrived in the country in June. It remains unclear what role Iran has played in the decrease in violence. The U.S. has accused Iran of arming insurgents inside Iraq and held talks with Iran in an effort to quell violence in Iraq.
As Ambassador Crocker has made very clear, we would expect another round of those talks. There is no schedule at this point, but we do keep that channel open.
U.S. officials acknowledge that Iran appears to have halted the flow of arms across its border into Iraq. Just ahead, meteorologist Dave Knops will have that all-important local weather first forecast when SNN News 6 continues.
nation's lion's roar is to warn threatening bachelor males from other prides to stay away from their young. Here, a lion cub gets a lesson in proper roaring from its father. Teaching this behavior is not just crucial to the pride, but also to the survival of the species. Just a reminder how important it is for fathers to spend time with their children.
Let's check in with meteorologist Dave Knops in the Forecast Center for your local Weather First forecast. Dave.
Good morning, everybody. Beautiful day yesterday. The same's in store for today. This is our water vapor imagery. You do see this red color's on its way out of the state here. Starting to exit, we're starting to see more of these blues and greens. That's some moisture in the mid to upper levels. It's going to help to moisten up our atmosphere and help raise our daytime and nighttime temperatures to more seasonable levels where they should be. Now, this is our surface map. We have high pressure off to our north today. We have our winds out of the east and northeast. Those are some warming winds. Helps to also transport some low-level moisture across the state from the Atlantic side. We actually have a backdoor cold front coming through today, but it'll be a dry front. You won't expect anything in the way of any rain with that, but when we have a backdoor front, it means it comes from the northeast instead of the northwest. But it will be kind of cloudy out there today at times, so you'll see more sun than anything else. The only rain we really see around us is off to our north and west and parts of Mississippi and Alabama where they really need it, but this is going to work its way over this ridge of high pressure, and we're not going to see rain until at least sometime late on Thanksgiving night. Now, around here tonight, we're looking at temperatures generally around 60 degrees, a little warmer near the beaches, but all in all, where it should be this time of year, we have some clouds around. That helps to keep things warmer. We also might have some fog around as well. TrueView paints in those high clouds, like I said, maybe some lower level clouds, and highs right around where they should be today in the low 80s to near 80 near the coastline. So another gorgeous day, almost a carbon copy of what happened yesterday. So hope you get to enjoy it. Now for the rest of the nation, we have this disturbance near us, but that's going to work its way over that ridge of high pressure, little area of low pressure exiting the northeast here. That brought some snow showers to them yesterday. Then we have some ripples of energy here along the jet stream that is working its way from the Pacific Northwest across the Rockies and into the plains. Now for some temperatures today, we're looking at 77 in Dallas and in Denver. That is warm. 49 in Billings, 52 Minneapolis, 72 in St. Louis, 48 Detroit, 42 Boston, 52 in Washington, 70 Atlanta, 82 Miami, warm spot 89 there in Phoenix, and 61 in San Francisco. Well, we're keeping our eyes on the tropics, but the season's almost over. You pretty much look at the entire Atlantic basin, nothing's going on. We have some storms down here in the Western Caribbean. This is about the only place we look this time of year for any development, but we don't see anything imminent at this time. Well, tonight and next couple of nights, we're looking at a couple things. Comet Holmes is in the constellation of Perseus, and it can be seen to the naked eye. A couple things to help you look for it. The North Star here and the W shape of Cassiopeia. And you can also see Mars out in that direction. Capella is a very bright star, but you can see this to the naked eye. You can see it a little bit better with some binoculars, and this is actually the largest thing in the solar system right now, larger than diameter of the sun. Also has a larger atmosphere than anything else in the solar system as well. And the Pleiades are there as well. As long as you look at this direction, you can see the Andromeda Galaxy. So you look anytime after midnight, and this is a beautiful sight. I definitely recommend if you can go out and stay up for that. Now overnight, partly cloudy, comfortable and mild, low 59 degrees, winds out of the east at 5 to 10. And for today, we're looking at mostly sunny, seasonable and warm, high of 81. Winds out of the east and northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For our boaters, we're looking at another nice day. Northeast winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 feet, moderate chop. Gulf temperature is now 68 degrees. Well, for your holiday forecast, we have seasonable weather coming our way. And then late on Thanksgiving, we have an approach of a front. And that brings our rain chances back into the program here. And then you do see some clouds, and that's going to keep our temperature down going into next weekend. Now back to the news desk. Here's John.
Coming up, we'll take a look at what's coming up this week on Wall Street as investors look to the retail sector, including Target and Saks. We'll show you. You're watching SNN News 6.
A Experience the best in casual waterfront dining in a rustic Florida setting at the Philippi Creek Village Restaurant and Oyster Bar. The warm charm of old Florida, along with the best seafood served in a family-friendly atmosphere, will keep you coming back. Come see why the Creek has been a Sarasota landmark for so many generations. Serving fresh seafood daily, prepared just the way you love it. One of Sarasota's last true waterfront dining restaurants, Philippi Creek Village Restaurant and Oyster Bar. Come experience for yourself.
I'm Toby Perlman, founder of the Perlman Music Program.
And I'm Itzhak Perlman, Toby's husband.
This December, the Perlman Music Program again partners with the Van Dazel Foundation and Hall to bring our winter residency to Sarasota.
Many of the Perlman Music Program students will become the next generation of concert artists. Come meet them as they perform in free events throughout the community. Last year, these students thrilled over 10,000 people.
On January 2nd, we hold our celebration concert. Join the musical journey by purchasing tickets through the Van Dazel.
Here at the phone company, you've been our customer for a long time. Now Vonage wants to change all that.
Well, over 2 million people have already joined Vonage.
Oh, really? Don't they miss having phone service?
Actually, with Vonage, you get the #1 rated digital phone service with unlimited local and long-distance calls for just $24.99 a month. What do you charge?
It's simple, really. It starts with different basic rates, long-distance fees, and of course, different packages have different features, and some
Vonage has over 25 features, and they're included for no extra charge.
For me, Vonage is everything I want in a phone service.
It's dependable. It's perfect.
No nickels and dimes like the phone company.
Sign up now with Vonage and get 1 month free. Enjoy clear digital phone sound quality using your high-speed internet connection.
Okay, but making a change is hard, and for over 100 years, the only thing we've changed is...
Your prices?
Whoa!
Call 1-800-975-4860. That's 1-800-975-4860.
When you see news happening, call the SNN News 6 tip line at 361-4646. The SNN News 6 tip line. Get more local news 24/7 only on SNN News 6.